Hello, you beautiful people. So, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys were kind of shocked after you saw all the banners that are going to be featured in patch 3.0. And now you're probably interested in knowing how many stellar jades you can collect in this upcoming patch for your Madam Herta funds, right? Or maybe you're saving for someone else. Well, in any case, you've landed on the perfect video to get this info. Today, I'm mainly going to talk about all the stellar jades that you can collect in the upcoming patch 3.0 of Honkai Star Rail. Along with this, we'll also take a look at all the different sources to get these jades, and some other additional rewards that you're going to receive in the next patch. Before we go on though, if you're planning to pull for the Herta or the rerunning units in version 3.0, you might want to check out Lubar because on this site, you can save up to a total of 23% on all your purchases. Just as an example, I'll buy this 3280 Oniric Shard pack for $43, and this same pack costs me about $50 from the in-game shop. You can see that it's cheaper, right? The top-up process is honestly really easy as well because all you need to do is enter your UID in this box and choose your respective server depending on your account. After waiting for a few minutes, I received my Jades with the double top-up bonus because it was my first purchase and saved a decent amount of money. Also, other than HSR, you can top up on Genshin as well using Lubar, and both of these games have quite a lot of 5-star reviews. Lastly, if you use my link which is in the description or the pinned comment, you can get an extra 8% off on top of all the other discounts, so do keep that in mind. Anyways, with the sponsor done, I'm just going to mention the usual disclaimer that these calculations which I use throughout the video are based on a rough early estimate, and you're most likely going to get a little bit more jades than the final amount. Yep, just keep that in the back of your mind. With that being said, let's begin without wasting any more of your time or energy. Okay, starting with some basic info, version 3.0 will go live on January 15th for the Asia and Europe servers and January 14th for the America servers. This patch is pretty much going to follow the normal HSR patch schedule, and it will last for a total of 42 days or 6 weeks. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, but I'm going to assume that you're totally broke and have 0 jades to your name while you boot up version 3.0 for the first time, just for the sake of calculation. Alright, first of all, starting with the classic daily commissions, if you complete all your dailies for 42 days without missing even a single day during the entirety of patch 3.0, you're going to get a total of 2,520 jades. Honestly, dailies are one of the easiest and most reliable ways to collect jades, and in HSR, most of the dailies are already completed by the time we're done spending our Trailblaze power, so that's pretty good. Moving on from the daily commissions, let's take a look at the total amount of jades that you can collect by completing the endgame content in HSR. So, during the entirety of patch 3.0, we're going to get a single rotation for all the 3 endgame modes, namely Memory of Chaos, Apocalyptic Shadow, and Pure Fiction. Now, if you can complete all these endgame modes up to their highest available floor, they will grant you a pretty huge total of 2,400 jades. By the way, for all the somewhat new players out there who cannot really complete all the 3 endgame modes with their current roster, you don't need to worry at all, because I've included some calculations for the lower floors as well, so I really hope it helps. Anyways, talking about the jades that you can acquire from the simulated universe next, if you complete all your 6 weekly simulated universe resets religiously, Madam Herta will graciously grant you with a pretty decent total of 1,350 jades for all your efforts. Now, do keep in mind that this calculation is done assuming that your account is at equilibrium level 6, but if you just started playing HSR recently, it will take you quite a while to reach this equilibrium level. Don't worry though, just as I did for the endgame content, I've included the amount of jades that you can get from the weekly simulated universe at lower equilibrium levels. Next up, unfortunately, we'll only have a single monthly shop reset during the entirety of version 3.0, and this shop reset will be the February monthly shop reset. Okay, just like all the other shop resets, this shop reset will grant us a total of 5 limited tickets, which rounds up to be around 800 jades in total, and it also provides us 5 standard tickets as well, so that's pretty nice overall. Alright, with that, we're finally done discussing all the jades that you can get from the recurring sources in patch 3.0. Moving on, let's take a look at all the jades that you can get from completing the limited events in this patch. So, starting off with the classic gift of Odyssey event, this event will grant us with a massive total of 10 limited pulls or 1,600 jades, and you can complete this event just by logging in the game for 7 days in total. Honestly, I think in my next jade calculation video, I'll just count this gift of Odyssey event as a recurring source of jades rather than counting it as a limited time event, because at this point, I think we all know that this event appears in every patch. Other than the Gift of Odyssey event though, we're going to get another 10 limited tickets or 1600 stellar jades as a gift from our cute little memo sprite and going by the past patterns. These 10 limited pulls should be claimable as soon as we boot up patch 3.0 for the first time. All in all, we're going to get a total of 3,200 jades just by logging in the game, which is honestly kind of insane. Anyways, next up, just like most of the other patches, we're going to get a total of 3 limited time playable events in this patch, namely Hypogeum Enigma, Ilia Travelogue, and Enscrolled Crepusculum. Out of these three, the Hypogeum Enigma event will be the main event for patch 3.0, and completing this event thoroughly will grant you a pretty decent total of 1,200 jades. Now, as for the other two events, they will be considered as minor events, and completing each one will grant you with a small total of 500 jades. Overall, the 3 limited time playable events in this patch will reward us with a decent total of 2,200 jades. Okay, with that done, we're going to move on from all the limited time events, and let's take a look at the total amount of jades that you can get from exploration and quest completion in patch 3.0. So, starting with the exploration part, we're going to see a total of 5 new areas in Amphireus which are available for us to explore, and after including all the rewards from the treasure chests, trotters, puzzles, and formidable enemies, the total amount comes out to be around 2,060 jades, which is pretty sweet. By the way, just want to say that you should definitely take these exploration rewards as somewhat of an estimate, because it can increase or decrease upon the live release of the patch. Also, I know it's most likely just me, but I feel like some parts of Amphireus gives me some massive Fontaine vibes, and I absolutely love it. Next up, as we're going to a totally new planet in patch 3.0, there will obviously be a new Trailblaze quest to start this new storyline, and completing this entire quest will reward us with a somewhat small total of 700 jades. Other than the Trailblaze quest, there will be some side quests and a companion mission as well, and completing all of these will reward you with a total of around 400 jades. All in all, completing all the new quests that will be available in Amphireus will grant us with a decent total of 1,100 jades, so that's pretty juicy. Also, we're going to get around 600 jades from the server maintenance and bug compensation for version 3.0, and another 300 jades from the patch 3.1 livestream codes as well. By the way, if anyone wants to know, this live stream will supposedly take place on February 14th for all the different time zones, so keep that in the back of your mind and do remember to watch it. Alright, at last, adding up all the rewards from the miscellaneous things like character trials, the web event made for the people with adventure and type luck, tutorials, and banner codes, we should get a pretty sweet total of around 995 jades. Finally, if I add up the amount of stellar jades that I mentioned throughout the video from all these different sources, we get a massive total of 17,520 jades. Now, converting all these jades into limited tickets for a better estimation, we should get a total of around 110 limited tickets, which is genuinely huge. By the way, do keep in mind that this final calculation does not include the paid or premium battle pass and the monthly express pass. If you do happen to buy the monthly express pass though, then the amount of jades that you can get during the entirety of patch 3.0 increases up to a total of 21,900 jades or 137 limited tickets. Dude, we're eating so good for patch 3.0, it's actually kind of insane. Anyways, that's the entire calculation for the total amount of jades that you can acquire from different sources in the upcoming patch. I have a question though. Would you guys like me to make a video calculating the amount of jades that we're going to get in the first half of version 3.0? Do remember to comment down your opinion because I'm kind of interested in making a video on this topic, and while you're already commenting, maybe you can tell me which character you're going to pull for in this upcoming patch. Also, if you actually ended up watching until the very end, I want to say thanks, and you might want to consider subscribing to the channel as well. With that being said, I really love y'all, and I will see you in another one.